for joining us. This is going to be my thoughts on Helstrom, Season 1, Episode 2, Viaticum. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be? There will be spoilers for everything MCU and adjacent leading up to and including this episode, but not for anything that came out after this episode first aired. Yes. Let's see. Absolutely love this episode. I think I'm going to start with some overarching stuff. So, let's see. I think this episode has most of the strengths of the first episode. So I might not get to absolutely everything. Yes. Let's see. We have the it's great to see the two siblings play off each other. The early on, like Damon is really genuinely hopeful that maybe it won't be so bad. And meanwhile, early on she plays along, but we know she's keeping from him about. She keeps keeping the keeper from him. And let's see, I have an idea of who. Well, I guess by the end of this episode, it really is. It's so strongly implied. I guess I'll hold off until. No, so honestly, yeah. I don't know very much about the comics, but from what I understand, this is accurate. Their father was a demon or was possessed by a demon. That's how they have these supernatural powers. Their mother, a human possessed by a demon, and they were sent to kill the father demon, and I don't think things went according to plan exactly. God, the line. You'll be so proud to see what you. Oh, fuck. That's such a because that's the thing. Children who grew up with at least one abusive parent, a lot of them at least, struggle with the idea that they are going to become abusive themselves. And the comic book heightening here, it's a demon. I think they're doing a good job on the. Yeah, I guess by the end of this episode, that has technically been resolved with the very bitey demon that got out. Hexoth, I think. Piotr Hexoth, and he takes a break from doing push-ups to possess some people, and I really appreciated the way these two episodes had the demon go from body to body, and now clearly he was able to exorcise it, and let's see, and I think that might lead to because he said we're grateful to your sister, and he's like, what about my sister? So he's gonna go talk to Anna and maybe find out about their father being back. The thing with God, the fucking the one that from the skull, which gets Yen to fucking murder the other Tate brother, who was also doing evil things. Two Tate brothers doing evil things. Okay, I mean, I guess Not sure it's unexpected, but sure. I think that does cover. Yeah, it was. Oh, it was great to find out. So the caretaker, like, he's part of an organization, and they've tolerated Anna until now, but now that the Hellstroms are together, and we do also see how strong that, like, when they're having that argument, like, neither of them are trying to use their powers, but just because of the heightened emotion, yeah, they end up. Jesus Christ, yeah, that was very, very nicely done. I think that might be all the overarching stuff. Um, yeah, the seeing Anna get closer and closer, and she does get, yeah, I guess, yeah, fuck, she got the answer she wanted by the end of the episode. Come to think of it, yeah, yes. Let's get into the so let's see. We have the what's the shit? What was the first scene? God damn. Okay, it's not going to be completely chronological then. Um, right. So the yeah. Okay. I remember the first scene now. No wonder my memory already trying to forget, because that was so fucked up. But yeah, 20 years ago, and he dumps a body while his daughter is in the fucking backseat, and she's sitting there, and she's like looking, and she knows what's going on. And later we see he brought in, like, a piece of jewelry, I guess, from the corpse, because, like, earlier he said, oh, there was a green pin, I didn't know why. Yeah. um God, that's so fucked up. Yeah. And because the thing is, we've seen a lot, like, by this episode's from, like, 2020, I think. By the yeah, rest too bad to check right now. Yeah. By then we've seen a bunch. I mean, Henry Portrait of Serial Killer was 40 years old or something, I think, around that time. Yeah, I'm considering doing a video on that. It's from what I recall, a really, really solid movie. But yeah, we'd seen serial killer shit by now. Um, but yeah, not sure I've seen before the fucking serial killer having his kid in the car and handing her a trinket from the he stole from the corpse. That's a and now we're seeing, 20 years later, the damage that has done to her. And yeah, and we see, yesterday, and we see her, receive the yeah, she got the message, and even without trying, she wilts, like, all of these flowers. Like, that's how powerful she is. And also, yeah, she can, like, I mean, I'm thinking it's not just floral. I believe her power is genuinely, like, she is able to drain the life out of living things, which, yeah, very fucked up, very demonic. I hate how overused the term demonic has become. Like, the word evil is right there. Like, I agree that a lot of this stuff is, a lot of the time when people say demonic, some of the time it's not. A lot of the time when conservative Christians say demonic, they're just talking about something they don't like. That isn't evil, that doesn't hurt anyone. But, I've seen progressives use the word demonic. And I'm not trying to say, if you consider it demonic, okay, I just, if one of my literature teachers once said that language is our vocabulary is the cage of our language. Yeah. But yeah. So on this show, yeah, demonic. And so, yeah, and then, it's yesterday, and then today, and they're sitting there, and they brought me to the one place in Portland that had shit coffee. And he says, I brought you here because I know how you like your, what was it, sandwich? I think he said something else, but yeah. And she's like, yeah, I like that when I was 7. My palate's more refined now. And it's like, and then she does still order it, and she does a little smile, and he smiles back. He's just, yeah, great. And the thing, they both make little snide remarks. He makes a crack at her clothing. I forget what joke she made about him, but yeah, and then they smile. Sibling dynamic, very very realistic sibling dynamic. I mean, and what was the other thing? There's definitely something else I wanted to say. Right, I like which, yeah, it puts a hex on you. I mean, the food. And yeah, she pretends that she's just, yeah, just catching up, and just you reach out, and he's like, yeah, I always reach out. You never fucking answer. And yeah, he acknowledge he does think that there's something wrong here, but yeah, he's like, I don't know, he wants to believe that she just wanted to see, and also, he accepts the idea that she wants to talk to mom, rather than she wants to talk to the demon inside mom. And yeah, I like the thing with, God, that's such a great line, such a great exchange. I won't be there. I have there's class. What are you taking? Oh, I'm teaching ethics. How horrible. Because that could be taken a number of different ways. There's ambiguity there. Is she saying that the idea of him teaching is horrific? Is it him teaching ethics? Is it specifically the idea of him teaching high level, college level ethics to her? Or is she saying that ethics themselves are horrific? Because, like, I could see it being any one of these, and I definitely think she wants him to think that she means that the last of those meanings. Yeah, I think that might, right. I like her line about, this is me coming to you, very fashionable, hat in hand. And let's see. Yeah, I think the next thing was Alex. Why did they have to humanize him so much? God damn it. I love it. I love it so much. I guess I'll briefly talk about so yeah, they make sure to, Gabriella says, his name is Alex. And, she's got the wallet. Wasn't very much in it, but, it's the thought that counts. Um, there's a few bucks that she's not too proud to slide into, to take out of the wallet. And then there's a fucking photo of him with his kids, and it's like, come on. Yeah, and the family's right there, like, they just want to see him. They just want to say goodbye to him. Meanwhile, there's a fucking demon inside saying, like, oh, I can't wait to blab on the truck stop, sexual encounters, and just, yeah. They did a really great job of making Alex, human, and Hexeth. Sorry, I'm sorry. Hogseth. Quite despicable. Hogsoth too. But the yes, so he crawls onto the road, and I just want there to be like an outtake where several cars pass him, and he's like, "Oh, come on!" But no, the car, stops. Is like, what happened? And he's, says hit and run because yeah, that's credible. Um, and yeah, he says, "I need a hospital." What is it? It's a building full of sick people, but that's not important right now. And yeah, I really love the intercutting in this episode. The way that they cut between the different storylines, very effective. I really, really loved. One of my favorite things about this episode was at one point they cut from Anna walking to Julie walking to Anna. And then another time, someone, like, let's see, I think someone opens a door to walk into a room, and then it cuts to another person opening a door, walking into a room, which is very, very nicely done there. Yeah, I think that brings us to so yeah. She talks to Julie. Anna talks to Julie, and Julie is like, "Listen, the fact that you're standing in front of me is something I can't necessarily do anything about. Damon wants you to be here. You seeing your mother alone? It's not gonna happen." And like legit, when Anna like puts her hand on Julie and is like, going up very close to her, I was legit. I was sitting there thinking, is she gonna fucking murder her to get to the and ultimately, and yeah, the threat was implied. I'm not saying that was too vague. I'm saying I wasn't sure if the episode would go there. And Julie's like, I know what you can do. There's cameras though. Sure you want to risk that exposure? And she's like, it's 16 millimeter, isn't it? God damn it. And I really love that. Yeah, Julie said, if I let you see your mother, I will be in the room with you. And let's see. Yeah, that thing about, I know why you didn't take me in the way you did for Damon, which, like, that's, oh God. And yeah, she says something like, I was damaged goods. Should I tell Damon? How do you think he would react? And yeah, I think the next thing was the yeah, I like the caretaker talking to Yen, and yeah, God. So Anna, hot tip: if you ever find yourself working with Anna Helstrom, don't don't trust any artifact that she brings in and then leaves and then just puts like a fucking piece of fabric over. Like, did you really think that would be enough? Like, I'm not criticizing the episode. I believe that this is meant to say to the audience, this is how fucking callous she is. Because she knew. She saw the eye herself. She didn't warn Yen. She didn't call the caretaker to get the skull so he could watch over it. Just, yeah. I appreciate. I can imagine it's one of those deals where you can't destroy the skull. There's some magical protection. I accept that. I believe this is, yeah, conveying, she's that cold. But yeah, caretaker, so yeah, the fabric comes off, and Yen like looks at it. I think he even moves over to it, and then caretaker comes in. So I guess what's the they're like a word for when a demon gets cock blocked. And he's like, since when do you have a key? Anna gave me one. She wasn't at the loft. You got a key to that too? And he also said, that thing's a fake. I think Tate doesn't care if it's fake or not by the end of this episode. But the thing about she hung up on me. I asked, I expressed concern, and the let's see. Yeah, didn't she? I think that it was exchanged that she's in Portland, and the thing about what you are supposed to know and nothing more. And so Anna, in the room with her mom and Julie, and talking to her, and first she like snaps her fingers also at her, and then she slaps, like a good song. And the demon's not taking that shit. Throws her and Julie against the wall. It's one of those things where, like, if they didn't talk to, if Anna didn't get to talk to Mom early in the episode, it would feel like, okay, come on, dragging your feet. The end of the episode before this one promised that she's gonna get to talk to her. But if she got the information early, then you want to save that for the end of the episode. Like I can hardly wait. Right now, I'm going to do at least one more this week. Thinking it'll be the day after tomorrow. But depends on when I finish the game I'm currently playing. But so soon. And then but I can hardly wait to see the follow up to this. I think the next thing might be oh god. So Alex in the car. This poor good Samaritan did fucking nothing wrong, and I fucking love the way it's shot. That's another thing. I love how I've been really fortunate in recently with these comic book media, striking shots. There was also in there. I just finished Arrow season 1. But you have the what's the word? Shit. You have the right before Anna walks into this church cathedral. I don't know. The camera making the building as imposing as possible, because she is technically, her mother may have been a saint, not a jackal, but her father appears to have been a fucking demon. So this is not a pleasant, and she also she says that technically Julie could have taken her in, kind of thing. Then we have so striking imagery and such. I love that the car scene, so much of it is filmed in a way where we can clearly see the that mirror that the inside, I forget what it's called, of the car. So we can see Alex, and some of the times he goes, oh, and then he sits up, and he sits real still, just staring at it, and the driver's looking, what the fuck? And then he jumps, and Jesus Christ. And really nicely done on the car accident, because it's this thing of budget is still a thing. This does not have a Disney Plus MCU show budget, so they don't show the crash itself, the collision, and it's also just like, at least so far, this hasn't really been much of an action show, and that's not a criticism. It's focused on the horror, and yeah, um, seeing the car crash itself, like, I don't know, outside of a Final Destination movie, seeing a car crash is not necessarily that scary. It's scary that this, like, seemingly by and large good man. I mean, I'm sorry, but if the best you can come up with to, like, evil thing is like, oh, he cheated, like, okay, to be clear, cheating is wrong. You should not cheat on your partner. um you know if you find yourself, a lot of the time, like, if you feel like there's something wrong, try to have a conversation with your partner. And obviously, if you're scared of your partner, you know maybe you need support. But cheating, yeah, I am against cheating, but it's not like top tier, actual evil thing to do. Um, and it's also one of those things, like, again, I'm not saying it's okay, but when it's like a trucker, like, you have a little bit easier time understanding. He's some of these truckers are away from the wife for a long time. Um, you know, Still not okay, but yeah, um, yeah. Uh, uh, Understandably, it's one of those things, like, fear can be very irrational a lot of the time. It doesn't really make sense for the guy. Again, not criticism of the show, just pointing out, psychology. It's praise of the show. Um, why is he, jamming the speed, or not jamming? Why is he pressing down hard on the gas, not the speeder? Sorry, I'm Danish. We call it the speeder. The gas. He's like really, lead foot on the gas. Doesn't make sense. Like, dude's in the car. Like, you're not gonna accomplish anything. But yeah, so he, and the truck, like, starts. It looks like, in my, the way that it crashes is also very effective. Yeah, that we see the aftermath and the lead up. Yeah. Then we have Damon coming back, and Gabrielle tries to stop him. I was like, hey, there's the thing. He's like, not right now. Uh, you know, yeah, bursts in, and you hit our mother. What is wrong with you? And are you okay? I'm okay. I'm okay too. Thanks for asking. I'm sorry. She's so. Anna remains my favorite character, at least so far, of this show. And right, I also like the thing that, something's come up. Is that a euphemism for sex? This one time, no. So, I mean, okay, if Anna is not at work when she should be, it's because of sex, and she's gonna make a dirty remark about, a euphemism for it. Yeah. Uh, Not a bad euphemism either. Something's come up. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Looks, something's come up. Might be a long one. Um, yeah. I'm I'm on my hands and knees here, trying to, you know, get this underway. But the yeah. Um, yes. So the yeah, the I already mentioned, the argument making things, shake in the room. And then Julie hits the table with like a rod or something, which, yeah, you can really tell that Damon was raised in a, by nuns in a Catholic church. He was definitely hit with, yeah. Um, and it's also an interesting choice to I mean, I think it shows Julie is that determined, because she knows that both of these kids, both of the Hellstroms were abused as children. So yeah, she's essentially triggering their anxiety about, with that noise and also action. Like they can see out of the corner of their eyes. And I'm using triggering in a non-ironic way. Yeah, I think that yeah, Gabrielle manages to, finally Damon listens to her. And it is maybe in part because it's someone else saying, no, this really does call for an exorcism. The other father. Yeah, so he leaves, and let's see. I think then is that when we have the conversation between Caretaker and Esther. I also like that, I have to find out from Taker. So Caretaker has a nickname. Take her if you want her, as long as she consents. And yeah, I think, yeah, that's also, I am genuinely, holy shit. The fact that there's this organization that really wants to stop the Hellstroms is going to be, because like, demon offspring, yeah, they're especially together, dangerous. Yeah, I think that might just right. I realize I haven't talked about the animated intro to each episode. I plan to do so in the review itself, since it's not a spoiler to talk about. And so far, at least, it seems like it's the same sequence for each episode. But I fucking love it. It's so goddamn good. I can hardly wait to talk about it in a month from now or something, since I'm only doing 3 episodes a week. But yeah, let's see. I believe, yeah. And there's the thing about, we have an organization. We have a branch of the organization in Portland. I'll text you the address. So yeah, he's gonna show up, and yeah. And also, yeah, the thing about, did she take the skull with her? And Yen doesn't even know to be worried about. But yeah, Yen, ultimately can't keep from going over, and, guess he doesn't know that curiosity killed the cat. But, it's one of those things where, like, this idea that certain kinds of supernatural evil can, like, attract you, lure you in. Because, like, when you or I look at that skull, like, we think, keep it away from me. I don't even want to meet the person who had that skull, let alone touch the fucking skull itself. But, he caresses it. And that's wonderfully creepy. And again, something like on a budget, yeah, get the prop department, make the skull, and then it's just acting, And yeah, he even has it bite him. Some people are into that. That's not Yakandarium. I think that might bring us. So yeah. I did also like that. In the car, Damon does start to loosen up a little, and yeah, when she asks, why are you so cynical? No, I'm genuinely, I want to know. And it's I know I did talk some about Gabrielle's character. In my video in the first episode, I do think there's this idea of someone pure when in a dirty world where he's also he's a very hardened character, and yeah, it's like Anderson in at least let's see the 2012 I would say movie Dredd, the adaptation of Judge Dredd. Um, what little of the comics I've read, Anderson is more like more established, but I might have read some like late in the run. Uh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was God, the car. So she's talking about do you even know what I did in Rome? We were working to stop human traffickers, and sometimes we had to disguise ourselves and walk among it. Just so fucked. And yeah, I really appreciate. Like, I was not expecting. This is at least the second of these. There was also some exploration of human trafficking in shit. Give me a second. Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, like and that's something I quite like about. These were not quite as close to Disney's chest as some of the other. So yeah, they get to go to these extremely dark places. Like, human trafficking is horrific. It's something we really have to do more about. I think that might be. I guess that segues decently into the Tate brother. Listen. I'm not implying anything at all. The fact that I talked about human trafficking, and then I'm going to talk about a character whose last name is Tate and who has a brother who's evil. There's absolutely nothing being implied here. Yeah, Yen talking about you helped him find the victims and more. Can I just say, I am here for the multiple serial killers of this show. Like, both Yen and Anna kill serial killers, and like Anna has made it a habit. I think Yen might also. Um, that was also great. Three things. First, you sound miserable. What? Well, what? Are you still there? I'm thinking about pancakes. That is ghastly. I'm hungry. Let's get a taco. And yeah, he talks about the suicide note worked like a charm. And meanwhile, the brother knows there's no way this guy would kill himself. Others, yes. God, yes. And I think, I feel like there's one more thing. Yeah, maybe that gets us to the so yeah. Damon arrives. Talks to the father, and there's this thing about he. He was also. Let's see, wasn't he also bit? So, shit. Does that mean that he's also possessed now? God damn. And the thing about he'll die as soon as they rescue him. Which I guess means that it's not that much of a rescue, but okay. Not here to mince words. Yeah, we get the background on Alex, I already mentioned, and yeah, really, really effective. I appreciate. I'm from what I understand, that is part of the appeal. I could be remembering wrong, but I feel like I read that part of the appeal of the comic is that he's the son of a demon, but he performs exorcism. It's wonderfully, like, you would think that it's like, oh, he's gonna you know, I mean, they named the motherfucker Damon. It's not like the illusions are not subtle, and I'm here for it. Steal from the best. Um, yeah, you would expect him to be evil. So for the second episode to have him um, exercising, and I don't mean taking a sprint. Yeah, uh, and the jump scare gets him every time. I wasn't always fond of, but I'm really warming up to this depiction of demons as kind of just fucking trolls. They just like to fuck with us. Like, they go further than like online trolls, but they just like, see, I got you to jump because you thought that the corpse of the guy was gonna come back to life and eat you or something. Just yeah. Between this and certain other franchises, yeah, the like Alex starts talking to Gabriella about like wrong things she's done. Like, why do you hate me? I know you do. Yeah. Um, and they just wanna bite you on the arm and infect you and get you to do fucked up shit to innocent people, whilst insisting that they'll swallow your soul. And yeah, so Anna manages to get into the room again, and there's the thing. Oh, right, positive childhood memory. I remember Daddy coming home from business trip, and I was so happy to see him, and he gave me this green pin, and you slapped it out of my hand so hard that it hurt. And I cried until I could barely breathe, and I didn't understand why then, but I do now. You knew, and yet you stayed. And like, so far, it's not the deepest, but it is a gripping exploration of this very difficult issue, because it's very important to keep in mind. Yes, there are women who stay with men that they know for a fact are abusing their children. It's not always easy for women to be able to get away from an abusive man with her children. You know, um, there are so many cases where women have attempted it. The thing is, if she just up and leaves and takes the kids with her, he could call the cops and say that she kidnapped his children. And a lot of cops will help him find her and get the kids back to him. They might remove her, so yeah. Um, but I do appreciate, it is definitely important to note, yes, 20 years down the line, it still burns her, because it's extremely hard to, it's one of those things. It is not impossible. That is very important to note. If you are in a situation like that, if you have, you know, if you feel ready, because that is a crucial part of the healing process. You have to be ready. It has to be a choice. If you feel ready, please contact someone. Obviously, I don't know exactly where you particular viewer live, but in a lot of places you can just Google, the place name where you are, and like help for recovering from trauma. And you can find information, and there's so many incredibly devoted, dedicated, well educated people who can help you recover. But obviously Anna's not, she's not ready to she would probably say that's weakness. So yeah, it is. They have not yet gotten to the point of acknowledging, how difficult it is for women to get away with their kids from an abusive man, but they have acknowledged how intense the pain of a child who grew up like that. Yeah, even 20 years later. What was the other thing? But yeah, and she. Let's see. Yeah, ultimately, like the mom is able to. She wins. Even though, like, because yeah. I mean, they have that discussion. Is like, there's the thing about, well, maybe we could try together. I might accidentally kill her. Is that really what you want? And yeah, like when she's in the room, she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Do you really want to lose this host? And the demon fights back and wins. So yeah, incredibly powerful. And it's really cool. It's one of those things. In a comic book, it's possible there would be a lot more visuals. It's live action. They only have so much money. Yeah, it's the what's the word? Shit. The yeah, the little bit of CG they do on the arm, is not gonna break the bank. Same as the wilting flowers. Um, yeah, and of course, like Julie is standing there in the corner. Is like, yeah, uh, the two of you alone in a room together over my dead body. Oh, it's just it's a figure of speech, okay? Don't actually, because they fucking would. I mean, they pushed it as far as they, yeah. And that was also, maybe you don't want to do it in front of company. Maybe if we were alone, and yeah, the mom, the demon. I think the mom's name is Victoria. I think, but yeah, the demon, just literally lifts a finger. You don't even have to lift a finger. Well, okay, but that's all you have to do, literally. And yeah, the cough comes back, and I was legit thinking, is she gonna fucking kill her? But thankfully, she left before dying. Although, of course, I mean, given she's coughing up blood, like she only has so much time left anyway. Yeah, I think. God, I cannot really wait to see. Yeah, and that's also the demon, the father demon. I fucking holy shit, that was so cool. The fucking chest opens and we see from behind, and like bending over and like consuming. Jesus Christ, that was also they want the life force from them when they die. I mean the soul, if you want to call it that. Let's see. Dust my ears deceive me, or was that an Irish singer? And the more or less opening when I think it's when Anna is walking towards. Yeah, I think it's one of the times Anna is walking on outside. There's this brief bit where they're singing. I think that was Irish accent. So yeah, very cool. I can imagine. I know Uh, Arts Cafe, my friend and longtime supporter, is watching, or has watched the show, so I'm sure he took delight in his native tongue. I think that more or less covers. I did also really like that Damon, like his ears really perked up, with what was that about my sister? So that also says he doesn't know. She has not told him that she is a killer of killers. She's dextering all over the place, and yeah, that's gonna be a conversation. The ethics teacher and the serial killer. Um, yeah, I think that might just about cover. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what Yen does further. And that's also, I feel like now that Yen is possessed, that might be, so far they've had multiple storylines going. Um, let's see, you basically have the relationship between the siblings, um, the the thing that's going on with Mother, which has split off into, there's the skull. Um, there's which now, leads to Yen being possessed. There's Anna investigating. There's the caretaker keeping a close eye on her. Let's see, and Damon and Gabriella, Gabrielle. You know, yeah, I'm thinking Yen being possessed is gonna take over for the right. I don't know why I didn't mention it. That was the point. Fuck. But the possessed guy walking around, because in the first episode, there was the guy that lost an eye. That's the eye that is now in the skull. And he possesses Alex, and then this episode, Alex and the other people die in the car crash. So that seems like that plot thread ended, unless I guess maybe that father, the other priest, became possessed by the bite. I'm still not certain about that, but yeah, um, really really nicely done. And yeah, I don't think the skull has good intentions. Um, right, and yeah, when the caretaker song to Esther thing about so what was it? The keeper, Jesus, no, a different one. Yeah, in closing, I did also definitely want to briefly mention. I appreciate how much of the special effects work is practical. That's like a good way to not spend too much money. And yeah, like it, the effect is easy enough. Like the prop department made this skull that opens and has these teeth, and I can imagine they put like a thing inside the skull, hiding right behind the teeth. There's the little hose that they can squeeze out the blood, so it looks like there's a bite, on Yen's hand there. Because yeah, sure, the that bite will drain Yen's blood, but not that of the budget.